Welcome. Suleiman Raheem here. Assalamu alaikum. Let's slay some demons. Sisters and brothers, we've been waiting 6,000 years for this day. 6,000 years for the end of Dr. Yaqub's nightmare. End of Dr. Buddha's deception. Now it's time for the restoration, the rejuvenation. Many have called the hereafter. Where the God will take full control of his creation. Not that he ever lost control of it, but he leased out control to what has become his enemies. So now he's taken back his authority, his control, his throne, his kingdom, his planet, his universe. It's all his. It's all ours. We are Allah, maker, owner, creator of the planet Earth, God of the universe. Anyone who is opposed to that will be crushed. Our enemies are all over us. All over us. All over us. They're coming from every elevated place, even extended until the camp of the saints, called the NOI, and even penetrated and taken control of that. The demons, chief demon, Louis Eugene Grounds, who's turned the NOI turned around backwards, Legion. His time is over. Any basic calculation will bring everything to a head. They can distort scripture all they want, doesn't matter. Their end has come. 42 years, this is the 42nd year of the Son of Perdition's rule. He will not get into 2021. November 13th, 2020, the official end of Dr. Yaqub's civilization. This year has been a very trying year for that civilization. It's literally on its knees with this plague, the biological plague, the plague of demons, and it's just the beginning. The next few days will be monumental. As the Bible says, it will be a curse that will not be forgotten upon these people. So we're going to talk about that. What I'm going to do in this presentation, it may be a little windy. Well, I'm not going to say windy, maybe a little lengthy, because there's a lot of different topics that brings into focus all the things that's going on now. So don't bother asking Mr. Farrakhan. He has no idea. He had no idea about this year. Oh, did you watch his little telecast? Right? Negroes or idiots, telecast. Sunday. Today is the 17th. So that was the one November 17th, so that was the one this past Sunday, where he's the chief prophet. What kind of prophet is he? Profit? Because he's the only one profiting since Elijah Muhammad left. He's the only one profiting from the NOI. So that must be the kind of prophet they're talking about. Because the NOI was supposed to build a bridge between Elijah and Joshua. Instead, they built mansions for him. He has mansions all over the place. She has designer glasses. Looks so cute, that little dress he had on the 4th of July. See? But you can't walk here that 2 people carrying him. He tried to make makes him like Prophet Muhammad, because he had 2 men carry, he can't even walk. You got that pretty little dress on. You don't want to pull that dress up, brothers and sisters. You don't want to pull that dress up. And if you do, you better hold your nose, because it's foul under there. So he put all the pretty dress he went on. He's foul from head to toe. And everybody around him knows it. He has no control of control of anything. See, he lost control of his organization center. He got so counsel that they're really running things. He's diagnosed, you understand, with beginning of senility. See, he got to read scripts. They gave him scripts to read all year long. He has no idea what's coming. He had no idea. He didn't say it's coming. The chief prophet. He's never saw it is coming. He has no idea what's going to take place and how it's going to end. Or it's going to be a war coming. Well, Ray Charles, he's dead and blind, can tell you a war's coming. Go to his grave and ask him, Ray, is a war coming? He would say, yeah, dumbass, you didn't know that? See, that's the way for her God told, a war is coming. See, so I put a couple of videos out there. I'm not including here because it's going to be very long. That even the devils see that a war is coming. Everybody can see that. See, so a war is coming. Okay, be specific. Be specific. When? How long is it going to last? How is it going to turn out? What's the end game? No details there. A war is coming. Oh, America! God, this is America, what's happening? Here's the dumb idiots around, and they're going to say, we're looking for you. Hey, if you look for me, I tell you, we can solve the problem easy. Give me your address, I'll come to you. See? Now, you want to talk so big, give me your address, I'll come to you. Because you don't want to find me, but I hope you do. I hope you find me. So you can find out, get a revelation from Allah, what a real FOI is like. Because you never met a real FOI. If you did, you would be talking like you're talking. See, clowns, we're looking for you. You don't have to look. Give me your address, I'll come to you. Post your address, I'll come to you. You're so big and tough, right? So post your address and I'll come to you. You're so wise, so smart. Post your address, I'll come to you. But I know you're not going to do that because you're a cow, you're a punk, and you just run your mouth. I shouldn't even waste time even addressing this, but I know there's a lot of you out there thinking like that, so I'm just give it to you. But I hope you do find me. Because when you do, everybody's going to know what's going to happen to you, dumbass people. Anyway, brothers and sisters, let's move up, because their day is over. We're in the day of the angel. They can't. Mr. Black men didn't warn them about this. The Quran didn't warn them about this. See? Nothing. They had no idea. Nothing. And they had no idea what's going to happen in a few more days. No idea whatsoever. And you know, a war is coming. I'm being very specific. A war is on the horizon. It's going to be in a few days. And when it happens, right, everything will change. The war will not last more than 2 weeks. I can be more specific than that, actually, but I'm just going to say it won't last more than 2 weeks. And America, false Israel, and Britain will be kicked out of the Middle East. Can I be more specific than that? Or I can be more. But I'm telling you, I'm telling them. But a war will take place. And look at the logic of it. I mean, you don't have to go through the scripture, the logic of it. See? Because if you look at some of those, I took and posted a couple of online videos, even Yaakov's creation, even they can see it. And the logic is so clear, even they can see it. Because you got false Israel, Trump is the best thing they ever had, right? They know they got to get rid of Iran. They was hoping that he would help them take Iran out. That's false Israel. Now that he has seemingly lost the election, and he only has January left. And if the new so-called administration is coming in, wants to back off and make peace with Iran, false Israel don't want that. They know the best opportunity to go after to take Iran out finally, right, is before January. You need America to do it. See? And Biden is sending signals that that's not going to happen. He's going to go back to the deal that Obama had. I sent the videos. Take a look at it. Even they can see that logic. See? And then they say, last week, Trump wanted to hit Iran. But even his top advisors were afraid of that one and backed him off from it. At least they thought they have. I don't think they have. See? He's got to go for it. See? But will Iran wait for him to make his move, or they make their move? Remember, chess came out of Persia. That's Iran. They think in terms of chess. They think spatially. See, the Europeans, they think analytically. Anyway, they didn't wait like Saddam Hussein did. He let his people build forces all around him and get placed and everything. What fool would do that? That's what he did. That's why he's dead now. When he saw them started building forces around, he should have attacked right then. He should have made it impossible for him to land anything. See? Anyway, he's gone. And now the war's about to start. And the other thing about that war is, and we're going to get to the presentation, you have to put these things together, brothers and sisters. I'm giving you pieces here, pieces there, right? Because I'm thinking you're studying this and look at it. The war will not happen until it hits the boiling point. See, you approach the boiling point. See, wars don't happen like the Quran. Wars don't happen just because men want it. So they want to put out a war, Allah puts it out. It doesn't happen just because men want it. It happens because the conditions forces it. The mathematical conditions force it. Pressure, the collisions, the greater pressure, right? The heat, higher it becomes, the greater pressure. So it's not being, at first they're colliding, right? They're colliding more intensely, until the collision becomes fatal. That's war. See? Because we always collide, we always interact with people. But some of the interactions is mild, some is fierce, some is fatal. So it won't happen till then. You see? But see, that's the same temperature. When I say 212 degrees, that's an analogy. That's not exactly 212 boiling point. That's an analogy. I'm saying the boiling, I'm saying two, because that's even as an analogy of boiling of water. So when the temperature reaches 200, the water will boil. It won't boil at 211.9. It has to be 212. 211.9 is not boiling yet. It won't boil. See? It boils at 212. When it hits that point, that's the boiling point. That's when they start going to war. And if you understand the situation, I said the European countries will go to war first because they have their temperature, their boiling point, right, is lower than all the other nations. That's why the war started in the Middle East. Because remember, the Shia Iranians, they're part of the Caucasian nation, but they're the Muslim part. See, that's why the war would begin there. See, that's why the war began there. You see, between Europeans, right, and 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 the Shia, which are the Muslim part, but they're the strongest part. That's why they will prevail. America is one of the weakest parts. See, that's why they're going to prevail. That's why the Iranians, the Shia will prevail because they're the Muslim part of it. And then what? What's the next? Who has the next lowest boiling point? Right? The Oriental nations. If you understand the key, it's right there. So that means now, after they get after the boiling point gets, temperature is rising. It goes past 212. So say the Chinese boiling point is 221. So now it reached 221, right? So now Europeans at war with the Oriental nations. See? And then say the next boiling point is Asian nations. So remember, Europeans, or Caucasian and the Asian nations gonna be together. That's death and Hades. See, they're gonna be the ones that's gonna attack European countries. It's right there, bro. It says you have to study it. So I mean, the European countries go to war first. They're that close at the boiling point. See, because if you take it, heat your pot up, it get closer to it. See the bubblings here, but it's not boiling yet. And if you notice, if you put it off the stove, as soon as it reaches the boiling point, it stops boiling because it has to be 212 or more. So 212 or suddenly start boiling, stuff come out of the pot. See, that's where we're almost there. See, and it's telling us right here between now and January. See, but not between now and December. You understand that part about Sabbath and winter. Anyway, remember that triggers the war. That is the part where it starts boiling. That's how you know it's boiling, when that war happens. And then all those things happen. Because when that pressure, the pressure crushes them, but it unites us. Those things you have to understand, brothers and sisters. See? So we'll move into the presentation. November 13, 2020, the official end of Yaqub's rule. Bitter fruit. I'm just a couple of examples here. What's the bitter fruit? The tree. This is Yaqub's grafted creations, their tree. Now they produce this fruit, and now this is the fruit that they have to eat. See, European countries, they made China. China was a basket case during Elijah Muhammad's time. See, all those jobs and everything they gave China because they didn't want you to have them. So now China's become a powerhouse. See, because that's the fruit this country produced in order to eliminate you. See? So, and that's what, so now, if they had kept those jobs here, you would have been as powerful economically as China is today. But they wanted to keep you from having those jobs. So now they're suffering the bitter fruit. China is going to take them down because they gave China the power to take them down. Terrorism, that's another one of their fruits. Messing around in the Middle East. They created the terrorism by putting false Israel over there. That's their fruit. They're eating that's the fruit they're eating now from a tree, right? That's the fruit that this tree has produced. Plagues. Plagues don't come out of any, plagues don't just happen. We understand, we like how much taught you what God gave to teach you. Nothing happens, just happens. It happens because we make it happen. Either they make it happen or we make it happen. It just doesn't happen. You got two gods on the planet, right? You got the analytical God and you got the spatial God. We're the spatial God, right? You got the analytical God. That's Yaku's graphic creation, right? And so these plays didn't just come out on someone produced these plays, and the angel tells us that it was Farad that produced these plays, and the fear is the one that took and distributed the plays. They could say it's China, whatever. They're guessing, we know. It happened exactly on time. Now they produced plays also, you see, but the plague they did produce a plague, and their plague was designed to get rid of us. Like I said, everything they do is backfire now. That plague was the reason why it's backfiring, because their plague they designed, right, was directed at black people, Africa and us. That's the plague they designed, but it was backfired. And now who's suffering? Who's giving? Everybody's catching hell with this plague except Africa, black Africa, and us. They claim we died in disproportionate numbers. That's because that's a lie, because it's not happening in Africa. Kind of Africa, I gave you statistics, I gave you documentation to prove it's not happening in Africa. Africa is virtually not touched by this plague, COVID-19. And the same thing with blacks here in America. I'm 71, I don't wear a mask, it hasn't touched me. Thing is that the ones that is getting, is Farrakhan, this boy, the demons. See, massive children. See, so yeah, blacks, and you put, see, when they define black is anybody getting black blood. So yeah, the demons, but that's their children. The original people, unless they're really abusive to their health and really elderly, they're not being affected by this plague at all, period. Democracy. Now you see, they're tearing their democracy apart. They know they stole this election from Mr. Trump because they don't believe in their democracy. And so that's going to blow up in their face in a minute when the truth comes out about that. See, because voting is the basis of their democracy. And now they don't believe it anymore. See, so they're manipulating it. See, and so that's going to cause all kinds of problems that they're going to have to eat. That's fruit they're eating. They're going to eat. Capitalism, right? Another one, you see. Now you got all this contention about, contention about minimum wage, disproportionate wealth, all of it, and all that stuff that goes with that. And the thing is that that greed has also produced China, empowered China, empowered India. Their greed, see. So because they greed helped the enemy become stronger, because they was driven up by patriotism, which they teach you. See, they're patriotic. They're not patriotic. They're driven by money. Period. Money. Period. See, they're saying your sons and daughters are going to die. They're not going to die. Trump didn't die. None of those folks. They got. See, he sent people over to the military. Obama, Clinton, all these people. They're not going. See? That's what it's all about. And another thing is, I'm just naming a few things, but let's think about this thing about morality. See, you got to see what morality is. See, you think morality is something that's divine, came from God. No, morality is it's behavior that you're told that you should honor, but who gives you that? Who defines that? The behavior is. Who defines what that is? That's your enemy. He says you shouldn't steal. He steals from you. You shouldn't kill. He kills you. He said, think about this. Violence is never the answer. Never the answer. That's how it's got started. That's the answer in every problem with violence. They tell you Violence was never the answer. See, you better be careful about this morality. See, they got our people so confused. See, because you hold on to that, you hold on to that, you hold on to that software, that mentality. See, your enemy's mentality, your enemy's mind. See, he's giving you religion, that's your mind. He's getting his version of reality, that's his mind. And if you adopt that, you're going to think like your enemy. If you think like your enemy, that means you're going to hate yourself because your enemy hates you. So if you think like your enemy, you're going to hate yourself. And you're going to love the enemy because the enemy loves itself. And you're going to adopt policies that's hateful towards you because you're thinking like your enemy. That's why if someone came here from Mars or Venus, they would look at these black folks and say, are these people insane? They take and empower people. That's destroying them. And any basic general analysis of the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party, shows you it's totally destructive to black people. Specifically, the seed of Abraham is destructive to the demons too. But specifically, it's totally destructive. I'm not saying Republican Party any better. They got a different agenda. They still want to get rid of us too. They have a different approach. See? But they got black folks hating. They hated Trump because he was going to reverse all these policies that the Democrats were putting to destroy you. Say your jobs overseas, building prisons, one strike, the crime bill, right? You can go to jail forever for a little bit of marijuana and all this kind of stuff. Now they legalize it now because they found out they created increased the risk of stroke for black people. 22 million children slaughtered, and Margaret Singer's, the founder of Planned Parenthood, her slaughterhouses. And these are the policies that these Democrats that they love are pushing, where they're totally destructive to black people, totally. And then Trump comes along when it gets rid of those policies, and they hate him for it because you operate on the devil's mind. You got his mind. See, you got his mind uploaded, so that makes sense to you. See, because you're thinking the way the enemy wants you to think, because you think like the enemy. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Destroy God. What do you mean, destroy God? Like I said, we're talking scriptures here, brothers and sisters. Let me do this one thing right quick. Let me say something right quick here, brothers and sisters. Let me say this right quick, brothers and sisters. We don't BS here. We're not pulling crap out of our behinds calling it honey. We use mathematics, scripture, right? Logic, things that can be proven. Science, mathematics. We don't back away from scripture. We believe scripture is correct. We don't have any problems with it, but you have to have the transliteral versions. Can't use King James version, all that kind of stuff, because they put their stuff in it. But scripture, Elijah Muhammad never said that anything was scriptures. He calls it a poison book because of the way they use it against us, because he primarily taught from the scripture. So why did he teach you something that was no good? So we use logic, right? That's our weapon. Scripture, mathematics, science. So we use this now. Farrakhan and his boys, they never have anything. They just get me, you don't like Farrakhan. They have no scripture back up. Ain't that BS he's talking about? No science, because science tells you that you are whatever your father is. He has a seed. See? But somehow, miraculously, Farrakhan's daddy is a devil. Oh, well, somehow, by some magic, he becomes the Messiah. Well, they should say, all praise be to Dr. Yaqub there, shouldn't they? Because he produced his seed produced the Messiah. Oof. Okay, but I just want to point out, brothers, let's move on. Okay, I just want to point this out here. Now, read this carefully. Read at your own leisure. But what it's telling you here is that I'm going to read a couple of verses. I'm not going to read some of it just to point out to you. For lo, the enemies make a tumult. Your enemies, that they that hate you have lifted up, those that hate you, us, have lifted up their head. See? Now they're for their head. They're planning, they're ready to make it move now. See, they ain't sleep anymore. They have taken crafty counsel. They're counseling. They together. They have consulted against thy hidden ones. See, you don't know who the hidden ones are. They have said, come, let's cut them off from being a nation. They want to destroy you as a nation. See, they've been working on that for 40 years. The name of Israel will be no more remembered. So they want to get rid of you and not forget any remembrance of you. Like you never existed. That's how much they hate you. No statue, anything. Like, it was never like you some strange animal that disappeared. Nobody ever knew about it. You know, it was like it never existed. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate. It means they are united against you. All the nations are united against you. All I keep pointing out to you, brothers and sisters. All the nations are united against you, against us. And it tells you, it names some of the nations. And one of the nations is the tabernacle Edom, and the Ishmaelites. That's the Sunni over there, the Sunni Arabs. That Farrakhan's telling you we should be buddies, but we should go and embrace them, right? We should say big prayers with them, right? We should embrace their Sunniism, you see. But this telling you, they are part of our enemies. That show you he's a liar, they're no good, stinking, whatever. But he does stink. Don't lift that skirt. Ooh. They tell you Ishmael. So why is he telling you to go and associate with them, to love them, to pray with them? And they're your open enemies. They are what they name them specifically Israelites. See, and we're going to see. And look at verse 10. They want you to become as dung for the earth, right? You know what dung is? That's shit. That's what they want for us. And they're in the process of doing it. Look at these films like Martin Lawrence and Rock, Chris Rock, all these clowns, right? Look at all these films. Look how they make us look. They're demons. That's how they make us look. Like fools and clowns. See? And if there's movie True to the Game or something, so if you're smart, right? If you're smart, that means you're a drug dealer and you're a Muslim. See? So if you got any intelligence, then you're a drug dealer and you're a Muslim. With your women walking around naked and everything else. See? That's what, and who is controlling our image? The ones who pretending to be us. They're the ones controlling our image. See? And how they fund it. You think they're not funded by Saudi Arabia? Do not take the Jews and Christians for friends? Are you one of them? What are you doing, Saudi Arabia? I thought you were supposed to be seeking Allah's help. Then why are you praying to Mr. Trump? Mr. Trump, please help us, give us weapons so we fight against Shia. So Trump is you say God is not a man, right? But obviously you believe he's a man. I'm going to point that out, brothers and sisters. See, destroy God. Get rid of us. So we will no remember. See, they wanted us off the planet because they don't have no intentions to give us back our land. They have taken our land. They've taken our land, like the best part of planet Earth called, now so-called Saudi Arabia. They've taken that, taken our history, taken our language, see? Taking our holy sites, taking it all. They have no plans on giving it back. That's one, brothers and sisters. Judgment. Judgment. These are the things that's coming upon America in haste. So you can go, it's in Leviticus, right? So I'm going to cover a few things here. But you can go and look at it for yourself, right? It says some of the things, right? It says sudden terror, see? Terror, some translations say terrorism. Consumption and fever is cancer. Okay. Um, uh, see, those hatred rule over you. Oh, they're coming for a major defeat. And those that hate them, because everyone hates America. They say, oh, how come everybody's coming to love America so much? First you go and they burn your house down, and no place else to go. And then when you run over their house, see, they come to the house, see, they must love us. I guess you just burnt the damn house down. Where else going to go? The people that run here is where you know destabilize their countries. Because most of them want to stay where they were. They was fine where they were. They want to stay there. But you just stabilize their countries, destroy their countries and everything. And then you say, oh, everybody's coming here. But this ain't your country, is it? You stole it yourself. And you put people in jail for doing what you did. And you say, well, God bless America. What God are you talking about? You mean, what God will bless America, bless a country that haven't stole a country, killed the inhabitants or proper owners of the country, genocide, raped and killed and murdered them, right? Used biological weapons against them. Brought another people over here and tortured them and raped them and beat them for 400 years. See? So what God would sanction that? What God would bless that? So you saying your God would bless that because are those the works of Satan? So we know what God you're talking about. We say, God bless America. Only God that would bless, because America, only God that would bless that behavior would be Satan. Unless you're saying Jesus would bless that behavior. Is that what you're saying? Because it is, then you're saying he's as bad as Satan. Because what God would bless that behavior. Okay. This is continuation. And if you, this is because you're rebellion. See, the controversy with them is effectively they're our children. Yaakub's creation, our children, they came from us, they're our children. But they rebelled against us. And the Leviticus tells the penalty for a child that rebels against their parent is death. See? So you children out there, if you have no reason to rebel against your parent, you might agree with them on religion or whatever, but you can do it respectfully. But you respect your parents. There's no way in my mind I can see that you can have excuse for disrespecting your parents. So honor your mother and father. So days will be long upon this earth, right? Who's they talking to? They're talking about the Europeans. They're talking about honor us. So your days will be long. So you be longer. But you didn't do it. So now your time is over. See, November 13th came on a Friday too, didn't it? 2020. See, so these are all things that you understand that's happening and will happen in short order. It said all these things will come within 1 year. That's what it tells you in chapter 18 of Al-Injil. And these things, if you still keep on, right, 7 times more. So it says what? I will also bring upon your soul, execute vengeance for the covenant. Vengeance for what covenant? That's the covenant of Abraham that you have violated. You see? Vengeance for the covenant. See? Because you're the one that perpetuated the evil and everything that we suffered for 40 years. Because what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to be like a caretaker of the earth. See, you weren't supposed to serve us, but you're supposed to, right, keep the earth in our slumber. You're supposed to take, it's like a person, he's going to go away. They say, okay, you take care of my property for me. See, and then while he's away, you take, not to take the property, but you take his children, you rape his children, you rape his wife, your children, you kill them and everything else. You take the property for yourself. That's what you did. See, you're just supposed to take care of the property. I will send pestilence upon you, so you'll be delivered in the hands of your enemy. That's about to happen. See? And it keeps talking about more and more. So it was, if you read these things, it says you have no hope. You know, all these things come upon you. Okay, Abrahamic covenant. Now, let's look at this Abrahamic covenant. The Abrahamic covenant here. This is the covenant, the contract. It's easy to read. There's no contradictions there. It's easy to read, right? No, not complicated. But you don't hear Farrakhan talking about this covenant, does it? Everything it says here says 400 years. We've done it 400 years. 400 years over is 1619 in 2019, 1619, 2019. See? So Elijah Muhammad said we came in 1555, but it said that the enslavement didn't start in 1619. That's what they say. That's what the covenant says. Farrakhan said, no, you start in 1555. Why? Because he didn't see any of this coming, and he's against this covenant. Why is he against this covenant? And then it says, we shall return, right, after the 400 years are over. But he says we ain't going anywhere. So he's calling this whole covenant a lie. He's calling Allah a lie. He's calling Farah a lie, because that's the whole purpose why Farah came here to remind us and say, to remind us he's going to enforce this covenant. And he calling Elijah Muhammad a lie because he spent 40 some years, he was a reminder. See? But Farah, we ain't going nowhere. So he's calling the whole covenant a lie. And plus he's distorting the dates. Why is he doing that? Ask yourself, think about it. Here's the covenant. It's both in the so-called Old Testament and so-called New Testament. So you can't say it was abrogated. So, well, Jesus changed it. No, it's in both places. Same covenant. Messenger of the covenant. Now, this is for the scriptees. The scriptees telling you, nothing bad come after Elijah. See, they're liars too. Anyone who is against me, anyone who is not with me is against me. It's very clear. So if they're not on board with this, and now they're teaching something else, and they ain't on board with this, they are against us. All you brothers and sisters are waking up, they're your enemies. If they're not on this, says if you're not with me, you're against me. If they're not teaching this, not backed up behind this, right? They're liars, they're deceivers, they're trying to make merch out of people, and we treat them that way. We give them no friendship, no help, nothing. Give them no air whatsoever. See? Because in a few more days, they're going to be, like I said, they're going to be crying and gnashing their teeth, right? And biting their fingers off and everything else. Because they're going to be in severe chastisement. It says it's going to be profound. There's never been a chastisement. It says, like I said, this nation be chastised like no other nation. That's what it says in the Quran. Like no other nation been chastised before. And all these scriptees and demons, they're all going down with them. They're all going to suffer it. So let them talk their BS, because their days are numbered. If they knew how short it was, you better eat a bunch of steaks, because you won't eat them very much longer. See, because pretty soon, eating shit would be a delicacy. You'd be glad to get a bowl of shit, because that'd be much better than what's behind it. Listeners, I will send my messenger. He will prepare the way before me. Before who? Who's me? He's not talking about Elijah Muhammad there. He's not talking about fraud, because Elijah Muhammad prepared the way for Elijah Muhammad. So how in the world is Elijah preparing the way back for fraud? No, he's preparing the way for Joshua. Read Exodus. And the Lord you seek shall surely come to his temple. That means he's the one that he's preparing the way for. The Lord you seek. Who is this one? Right? He said he's the messenger of the covenant. That means he is the one who fulfill the covenant. He's the messenger of the covenant. He's going to teach you about the covenant. He's going to he's going to make you realize the covenant. He's going to fulfill the covenant. Is Farrakhan talking about the covenant? Did Wiles ever talk about the covenant? No. Ain't no, we ain't going nowhere. Only one be talking about the covenant will be Joshua. That's all he talks about, because he's the messenger of the covenant, because he's the fulfiller of the covenant. He's the one that's going to take us home. Joshua was the one that took us home. Farad was the one that protected us from the air. Read Exodus. He protects from the air, but Joshua was the general on the ground, right? He is the one that led us into the promised land. fight all the way. Go ahead, because once Farad knocks out the authorities over there, right, the people are still going to be there. The Sunnis and all them still going to be running around there. Millions of Arabs still running around there on the land. See, he just kicked out the House of Saud. He kicked out false Israel, American Britain, but the population's still there, and they're not give that land. You know how Sunnis think they belong to them. Remember the Ishmael. So we got to fight and clean them out. See, the messenger of the covenant. Now, who is this scripture? Ain't nobody's coming to Elijah. Who is this messenger of the covenant then? Because this whole scripture is what validates Elijah. This is like his badge. The cop comes and shows you his badge. That's great. Elijah comes, somebody comes and say, well, my name is Alfie. Oh, okay. Well, so what? Alfie, okay, what does that mean, Alfie? Right? I mean nothing. But say, my name, I'm Elijah. I'm Elijah. Oh, I'm Elijah Bible. So then you go into the Bible and find out and see if there's Elijah in the Bible doing what this person is supposed to be doing. That's how you get the credibility. That's what he came and said. He was fulfilling the prophecy of Malachi. That's how you can make the connection. But if you're talking about Farrakhan, well, I'm Farrakhan. Okay, so let's go and see. Okay, I'm supposed to follow Elijah. Okay, what the book says. Yeah, the one that followed Elijah in every case, right, is no good piece of shit. That's Aaron. That's who you are, Farrakhan. That's why he disemboweled. If you understand scripture, that happened. That's what happened to Pharaoh. What happened to Aaron? He got disemboweled by Elijah, right? See, but at least Elijah proclaimed it. For I disemboweled your ass. You see, that's a punishment we deserve for hypocrites and liars. See, so yeah, you're Aaron, and you're Satan. See, after the works of Satan, why? Because Joshua said, "Get behind me, Peter." He calls Peter Satan. Get behind me, Satan. What do you mean? Because he was in front of him. He was before him. Now he's, get behind me. You're behind me now. You're in the past. You was the future. Now you're in the past because I'm here now. See? And you fill the house. I'm not going into all the detail. But Peter, we call him Satan. So Satan is casting out Satan. He's talking about Satan. Yeah, that's right. Because he's at war with the false Israel. So they argue with each other. Satan casting out Satan. He says follows the devil. He also says, not only that, he says fathers. He said, if we go a little further, we get out, he's talking about his father, his parents was also Jewish. His father's parents, his grandparents. It's easy to see him. But see, he's doing the work he's supposed to do because the people with him, the reason why they're not paying attention to this, because they're all demons. It said he would fill his church with demons. It says, I will build my church on this Peter. Right? And he says, it says, the gates of hell will not prevail against it. And if you read that carefully, what does that mean? Your subject is the church, hell, and the gate between them. The gate is designed to keep people in hell in. That's where the gate is designed to keep people in hell in, not to keep people out. So you got the gate between the church and hell. And it says the gates of hell will not prevail, right, against it. So anything that doesn't prevail fails. Anything that doesn't prevail fails. That means the gates of hell fail. If they fail, that means the demons come out into the church. He got the church full. He got his first filled up with demons. That's why they're not paying attention to this. Read Son of Perdition. We'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, so it says he has to come, and he's coming to fill, so he got to clean this place up. So why? So this messenger of the covenant, remember, scripture say he don't exist. Because nobody comes after Elijah. That's not what this is. See? And so that's why scriptures, they're hell bound. It says they're coming, he says he's coming. Suddenly come to his temple. Now it's mosque. Now it's masjid and all that stuff. Suddenly comes to his temple. See? Unexpected. And he's coming. And who will abide the day of his coming? And he shall clean up. He come with full of soul. What is he going to clean up? Is it clean up Elijah's mess? Of course not. He cleaned up some mess that came up behind Elijah. That's Aaron's mess. Okay, brothers and sisters, we're going to move on. And talking about the sons of Levi. We're not going to talk about that here. Right? But sons of Levi, Elijah was a Levite. He was not an Israelite. Read Exodus, he was a Levite. and the sons of Eli, because that's Levi, because those are the ones that Elijah raised. Elijah raised the Levite, the widow's son. It took Joshua or Jesus to raise Lazarus. There's two resurrections there: the Levites and right is Israel. Elijah raised the Levites. Their priest tribe that was grafted in. They were supposed. They said they was. Remember, these were prepared away before Joshua. They were supposed to take, and what they were supposed to do in Elijah's absence, they were supposed to take and continue what Elijah was doing and building the bridge between Elijah and Joshua. They didn't do that. Instead, they built mansions for Aaron. See, this economic program, what happened to it? Doesn't exist. See, they're supposed to continue that and build a bridge from Elijah to Joshua. Instead, this economic program wasn't money, but he keeps talking about it. All the money was in his pocket. Now all the money's in his pockets, right? In his children's pockets, and he got mansions all over the place. And there's no economic program at all, nowhere. He hasn't built a damn thing in 42 years. Lion Aaron. Okay. Here's Lion Aaron. Okay. See. Okay. Here's Lion Aaron. Okay. Now you read this. I have a video about when his so-called missus just distorting the whole thing. But anyway, we go in here and it says, right? It's talking about here, Aaron. He's a coward because he's the one that he in Moses' absence. He can, oh, he was just no. He did all this dirt in Moses' absence. See, they thought, well, he was this when the message was like, no, he did all this stuff in Moses' absence, in Elijah's absence. He made his golden calf. He had to worship golden calf of Sunnism. Now I'm going to that here. Golden calf of Sunnism. Those you study would know this, right? So yeah, I'm worshiping Sunnism. And then when he get busted, right? Oh man, it was their fault. See, he's a coward. He got busted, and then he blames his people instead of taking blame for himself. Ah, y'all messed up, right? And it says the people's out of control, right? See, it says right here, verse 25. Now Moses saw the people were out of control, for Aaron had let them get out of control to be a division amongst their enemies. That means he's made the NOI a mockery, a joke before their enemies in America. They're a joke, mockery. Nobody respects them. Nobody fears them. They're a joke. Everybody knows that. Scientology and everything, right? And then he takes, remember I said they're Levites, those are the ones that hold on to Elijah. Some of us scriptees, right? On Elijah. He separates them from the demons, that's Farrakhan's people, and he has them slay all the Farrakhan's people. That's the end. And we talk about, you out there, you demons with Farrakhan, you better, I don't know what to tell you, but you see what's happening over here? That's your future, right? And your future is fast coming to the present. So you're going to see this happen within the next couple of days, right? Before next year. Put that away. You only got a few days left. So if you look for me, you better find me real fast. Okay. That's Lion Aaron. He tell you, oh, see, he's the Messiah, all that kind of stuff. Ask him, what happened to Aaron? If you Jesus, he claimed he's Jesus, he can't walk. He can barely talk, can't remember anything, he's sleeping all the time. He's pissing and shitting in the bag. But he's the Messiah, he's that Jesus. Well, if you all of that, right? If you all of that, then what happened to Aaron? Because Jesus and Joshua were the same person, just the language. So what happened to Aaron then? What are you going to say? Wallace Aaron? Oh yeah, so Wallace did all this here. Wait till he's remember. Because Aaron had 40-year reign. See, Wallace been dead. Okay. Tears, demons, weak saint. Okay, this tells you our condition. See, they want to dismiss that. Oh man, you talking, you hating on black people, right? We should be united and all that kind of stuff. Okay, well you go with that if you want to. Another parable, tares and wheat. The kingdom is like to a man who sowed, okay, and sowed good seed. That's the original people. But while slept, his enemy came, and sowed tares amongst the wheat. See, that means he raped out women and went his way. See, so now it was tangled together. See, but when the blade sprung up, brought forth fruit, they appeared the tails also. They're both together. See? So they look like us, they walk us toward it, but they're demons. They're with the masses. They was the house Negroes back on the plantation. We're still in the bigger, we're in the greater plantation now. Because those are the only ones with the master allowed house. They was his children because their heart was for him, towards him. He might still call them niggas, but they were still his children. Their heart was towards him. Like they just want to be treated like the other children. They was like his so-called black sheep. See, but they don't want to. They dismiss. They don't talk about this. See, and that's our problem because black in this country is a generic term. If you got any kind of blackness in you, then you're black. No, well you might call it, but you ain't original, and you ain't my brother, you ain't my sister. If you listen to these people talk, right? Just listen to them. Their hearts with their master. They love master, and in spite of all of this, and they hate you. Look at these politicians stuff. They vote for policies that hurt you. See? And they live with master. As soon as you get two nickels, they rub together. Will they stay live next to you? No. They're moving with master. Moving to master's house. And Farrakhan is bad as a man. Dad is the devil. Okay. Demons, part 2. And it tells you what the end will be. See, it says they will be told, I just told teach both of them together. Don't separate them, right? Until the harvest comes. The harvest will come when the war comes. See? And when it comes, that's when we separate them. It says son of man, Suleiman, that's where son of man comes from. Suleiman is Latin. Shall come forth from his with his angels, right? And you get all the you're gonna get all the demons and throw them into hell. Throw them into the fire. That's the demon-possessed man story. Okay? Shows you, you can read this. I'm not going to, because there's a lot of information we're covering here. Okay, son of perdition. Okay, read the son of perdition. See, I'm trying to bring all these things together. See, it says, now if you watch their so-called broadcast again on Sunday, finally they got it halfway right, because they've been saying, Farrakhan saying, well, the falling away is because he's revealing who this son of perdition is. He's saying it's the Jews, that's what he's saying. And so now everybody's falling away from them. See, but then what happens? 1 second, brothers and sisters. 1 second. Give me a short break here. Got something I have to take care of. Okay, brothers and sisters, see, he's trying to, this lion Farrakhan is trying to do a magician's trick. He's trying to do a sleight of hand. He's trying to say, oh, well, the Jews are the son of perdition. This single is a person, individual. He's trying to make all the Jews the son of perdition. No, it's It's an individual talking about, right? That's him. He says, there, everybody's falling away from them. Now he's revealed who they are. That's what he's been saying. Go and look archives. That's where he got archives there. Go read them. Go look at archives on this NOI.org. But look at verse 3 here. Let no one deceive you by any means. So why are they so strong in this statement here? For that day will not come unless the falling away comes first. He's been saying they be revealed and then the falling. He said no. And then the Son of Man is revealed. See? So why is he distorting it? Because the falling away is the nation of Islam under Elijah Muhammad that fell away, right? And then after that, the Son of Man, it fell away because there was no leadership. While Safar had got rid of, there was no leadership. They got rid of Nation of Islam. They started something called a rebellion. There was no leadership for anyone that wanted to stick with Elijah Muhammad's teachings. There was no leadership there. Farrakhan wasn't, he's anointed. No, he went with Wallace. He was one of Wallace's ministers. They got rid of nations, the name and everything else. They took and ripped off all the, they took and ripped off all the resources and everything else, right? And they got rid of it. They started something called a rebellion. So there was no, officially, there was no NOI. So that's why it fell away, because there was no leadership. You understand? See, Farrakhan might make you think he was the leader. No, he was not. He went with Wallace. So they started this thing called rebellions. That's why they just not fell apart, because there was no leadership. There was no name. They got rid of name everything. There was no temples. They got rid of them. They took and ripped off all the temples, took all the stairs and chairs, stuff out of it, and made it turn to Sunni mosque. That's why I call it the masjid now. See? And then after it fell away, then he was revealed in 1977. That's him, who opposes his own self, but all that's called God, that's worship. So it says in the temple, right? That he sits in Elijah Muhammad's seat, showing himself that he is God. He calls himself Jesus. See? And it says he's after working with Satan. He's working with Satan. That's why Jesus called him Peter. Paul Peter Satan. Okay? So, and it says he reigned for 42 years. It says those with him, they don't have any respect for truth. They don't love truth. See, they don't have any respect for truth. They don't love it. See, it means all scriptures corrupt. Only thing that makes sense with what Farrakhan says, they only follow lessons. They only follow lessons. They throw that stuff away. When Wallace took over, they burned all that stuff up. That's no straw together. Division. Okay. Now, this gets more complicated, but I'm going to deal with it in short order here. And I think I can explain it, but you need to understand it. If you know, there was, in the angel, there's 5 nations, right? You got the original nation, and then other 4 nations called creatures. One like a lion, one like a calf, one like the face of man, one like a flying eagle. They call creatures, they're created. But we the original, we call the 7 spirits of the God. So we're the God, right? Okay. The 7 spirits of God. The spirit means that the nature, in other words, our nature is mathematics. See, Allah is mathematics. Everything is mathematics. Islam is mathematics. Mathematics, Islam is Elijah Muhammad taught you. So you got these 4 nations, right? So each nation has its own nature. They're creatures, but they have their own nature. The Asian had their nature, or Red has nature, everyone had their own nature. And like I said, they actually, it's like you have 5 people, right? You have 5 people, each one had their own nature. If you try to take like one cell from one person, put another person won't work, because that's why you have to have the DNA. That's why you have to have a special medicine for them to transplant, because the body will reject it, because they're different natures, different DNA. You have to understand it. We're not the same. We all have different natures, see? And so this is one of the things that is backfired on America, because when they create this Frankenstein over here in America, made of all kinds of nations, all kinds of people, they call it a melting pot. But when you understand the wisdom behind it, no, they may have put that together like that, but it will not work, because everybody is a part. Like, you are part of a nation. You're the foot cell, you're a hand cell, eye cell, a heart, but you're part of a nation. You are an integral part of the nation. And so by them mixing us up like that, right? See, they got this hodgepodge, this so-called melting pot. See, but in a time of intense pressure, right? That means every nation has a certain pressure point, like I was talking about before, like the boiling point or whatever. That means look at this point of tension. Tension pulls things apart, see, or it also pulls things together, right? Tension, see, pressure pushes, tension pulls, see. So at the time, at it reaches boiling point, all the nations going to come and they're going to enough energy to come together. All the nations will come together. See, the real nations are going to unite. I'm saying we suffer energy deprivation more than anyone else, so we couldn't even form a nation at all. Other nations would form some form of a nation. The only ones that could form the best, the strongest nation was Yahuwah's great creation, because they didn't suffer from energy deprivation. All the other nations does, but we suffered the worst. So that means once the energy that's going to cause all the pressure that's going to cause everything to boil, right, is enough for us to form a civilization. So all these nations will come together. All these nations are going to unite. See, they're going. In other words, they're united now. But they're going to be united even stronger. Their bond's going to be even stronger now, but it's going to be enough for us to unite, become a nation again, an independent nation. Be enough energy for us to become an independent nation, but it become enough for the Africans, right? Because Africa is divided too. All the whole continent is divided. So that continent's going to come together. It's going to be divided. It's going to come together into an Islamic part and to a non-Islamic part. The non-Islamic part is going to be ruled by Obama. We're not going to talk about that here. But you're going to see us having settlement. So you see all these things come together. Okay, now look at the Asian nation. They're split up. But you got Pakistan, you got India. That's going to come together. Look at the Oriental nation. You got Japan, Vietnam, Korea. All that's part of the nation. That's going to come together. See. So all these nations will come together because now they have enough energy to unite. They didn't have it before. So that means the one who wasn't suffering intervention, Adam, who wasn't suffering energy deprivation, was able to rule them. But now all of them coming together. See, so we're gonna come. We're divided totally. So we're gonna come together. But that same pressure, right? Because once they come together, they can put even more pressure on the European countries. See, which is not gonna be able to withstand that pressure. You understand? So what does that mean? What this means is that it's like you got a body's all tangled up. So you got a whole bunch of people all tangled up, all wrapped around in a, they're all tangled up. See, so you can't make out who's what. I mean, it's literally all wrapped. These are little stupid stuff. We see everybody's wrapped up in the bed together. So, you got 5 people all wrapped up together. So you can't figure who's who, what's what. All of a sudden, they get up and everybody separate and they come, and now you see 5 individuals there. Therefore, it's all tangled up. That's what's like in America. So when this happens, that means when these nations unite, that means that people are going to come together to them. So all these Chinese is here in America, think they're Americans, they're going to run back to China. Or the China, they're going back to Japan. Or they're going back to India. See? Because they're going to come back to their own people. That's going to tear America apart. That's what's talked about here. See? It says, I will shake the heavens, earth will move from her place. That means that when the earth will move from her place, that means that's the fall of America, right? So if you understand the angel, that's what it means. And the wrath of the Lord of hosts, that day of fierce, what we're talking about, verse 13, right? And it be as chase, okay. And it says, and shall every man turn to his own people. You see, and flee everyone to his own land. That's what's taught. That's why I keep telling me, all the same. Everybody's a nation. They're like a body. Each nation is it's a body, and you're part of a body. You may think you're independent, but you're not. You're part of it, and you feel into a part of the body. You're the brain cell, your foot cell, your leg cell. You understand? Your heart cell. You're part of a body. And so America's mixed everything to make this Frankenstein thing. But it says everybody's coming home, and anybody's not going to be fall by source. In other words, anybody that's stuck here that didn't get out, they're going to be torn apart by the people that's here. See, because everybody's going to look for their own people. And the demons, they're going to run back to their demon devil's ass because that's their nature. They're part of that body. They're not part of our body. They're going to be exposed because they're not part of our body, right? They're part of their body. Read this carefully, brothers and sisters. That's what it's talking about. So that what happens, then you see America will be torn apart more than any other country because America got this mixed bag. They think they're loyal to them. See, they had suspicions because remember they did the Japanese when they had World War II. They put them all together because that's going to happen in a big major way. And anybody that hadn't get out of their time, right? See, they're going to be torn apart, killed. See, and that's but said at the same time when that's why the forwards have to blow because they're going to come out to tear us apart, and the forwards going to blow. But that means we're going to come together as a nation, a strong, mighty army. We didn't hide, Mr. Farragut, hide. No, that's what's going to protect us from them trying to tear us apart. See? But they're going to try to tear us apart too. See, because we still be here. We haven't fled to our own land yet because Fraud hasn't come and got us yet. But he's in the process. He just got finished, right? The war, taking our land back, right? Getting our enemies out of there. Remember, still because the Arabs still going to be the regular population still going to be there, right? But now he's taking possession of it, and now he's coming to get us. Because first he has to take the land before he brings us back to the land. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Okay, demons, Legion, Louis Eugene Grounds. That's his real name. See, they can twist it on the internet. They try to twist and everything else. His mother's maiden name was Grounds, Mary. Sarah May Grounds. So his father who had raped her, right? That's why she tried to abort him, right? See, she was not married to him, so maiden name was actually Grounds. So the real name should have been Louis. Eugene was the name that she got from the man that she was living with when she gave birth to him. So his name is Louis Eugene Grounds. That's Farrakhan's real name. Legion, L-E-G, that's why that's what his name was. He exposed him. Louis Eugene Grounds, an NOI backwards. Is that a coincidence? Well, the grounds ain't right. Okay, well, you argue about the grounds, but the rest of it shows there, ain't it? So this is demon-possessed man. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here, but let's talk about, read it. That's in Mark, right? And it says, that's the nation of Islam. Elijah Muhammad freed from the devil. That means he broke his chains, right? But he was tormented. He had lost his mind. That means he had the enemy's mind. That means he's working against himself, right? And he was living amongst the tombs. This is the NOI that Elijah Muhammad raised. He lived amongst the tombs. That means he lived amongst the dead, lost found. So he lived amongst the Lazarus. Lazarus was still dead. See? And you see, reasonable thing, there's divisions in there because he had the people that recognized Jesus and they wanted to come in. They recognized this message, but it was legion of demons holding them back. See? And if you read it, it says, Jesus was, they said, okay. And so they was holding back. See? And then when they finally met up with Jesus, right? See? They said, oh, Jesus, don't torment. What's the nature of torment? He says, because Jesus was telling them, come out. He was calling them out. Stop exposing us. Stop telling us who we are. Stop telling the people. See, because they was hidden, because they looked like us, told to walk like, but people wasn't aware that they was being plagued by demons. Our people don't realize that we plagued by demons. People look like us, walk and talk, but they ain't us. And Jesus was calling them out. So he said, please stop telling them. Stop. See, that's what he tell them. Stop tormenting us. Stop calling, because you call us out. You exposing us. And then he asked him, what's his name? So he exposed who he is. My name is Legion. Louis Eugene Grounds. I turned NOI backwards. He's the one, he was a spokesman, right? For the demon possessed man. He was a spokesman. He was in control. He was a spokesman. See? And what the first thing he said, please don't make us lead a country. And that was Farrakhan said, we ain't going nowhere. He don't want to lead a country. He's begging, don't. See? So then Jesus said, okay, boom. So he says, okay. And he says, beg him, please send us back to a master. Our swine dash with the cry called apes and swine. Right? Sends back to our swine daddies. See, he don't want to go. He wants to stay here with swine daddies. So he goes over there and he says, okay, you can go. He gave permission to go. And then he goes, right, on he on a clean spirit, man, they call them spirits. You understand the angel, know what that means? And then he was able to go. And then what, they get in a fight, they go up the cliff and get, see? See? And Exodus says 3,000. Why I say 2,000 here? Because Farrakhan is more than 1,000. See? And they drown. They drown with them. See? They're going to drown. Remember, drown? Why they drown? Because that's the flood. They're going to drown with their death daddies. It's another story. See? But then the demon possessed man, he's not possessed anymore. That guy's right mind. He's uploading the angel. See? But then he wants to, but now it's time for Joshua to leave with his elect. But he says, no, you can't go. So they got to go to tribulation because they said they want to go out. They want to go with him now. See, demons didn't want to leave the country. See? But the NOI now is cleaned up. Remember, I told about in Malachi, he cleaned it up. Now he's cleaned it up. He's getting their right mind back. Now they want to go there. He says, no, you got to go to tribulation. Why? Because they Levites and they were supposed to build that bridge between Elijah and Joshua. And they didn't do it. So they built mansions for Farrakhan, for Aaron. So now they got to go to tribulation because now they got to go and teach to the people what they're supposed to be doing, right? Because they got all these lost fowls out there that don't know what's going on, right? And they were supposed to be teaching them, they didn't. So now, right? Because remember when Michael comes, he says he takes his elect with him. See, that's Lazarus, take them with him. See, but there was left, those left behind says, some everlasting life and some everlasting shame and appallment. That's the separation between the saints and the demons, the wheat and the chaff, right? So now the demons, right, they're everlasting shame and appallment, but the saints, you know why? Everlasting life, but they had to go to tribulation because they was not delivered. Better read these things carefully, brothers and sisters. Okay, and we're about to close here. Okay, now there's a link there. All you got to do is Google Farrakhan says his father was Jewish, right? And you get this link, you get this information right here. I'm showing you right here. I'm not showing all of it, but the things I want to point out, I'm just showing the first part of it. Now see how he lies? Now he's right here. This is actually what it says. If you get it, you Google it, you'll see it. Maybe I'll just pass the link, right? I'll include the link. But you can Google it, it's right there. It says, speak of his father's white Portuguese parents. The Nation of Islam leader said, I'm going to tell you something. You really want to know what I think. I think they were members of the Jewish community. Now say, he's speaking of his white Portuguese parents. He says parents, his father's white Portuguese. That's what he's saying, his parents, his father's parents. Right? And he says they were members of the Jewish community. So he said not only were they white Portuguese, but they were Jewish. This Farrakhan's talking. This is his own words. And I believe in my blood and not a bad word because when I was a little boy, I used to love listening to Jewish cantors in Boston. They had a program every week. I would listen. This is parents having listened to this stuff. And I was stuck by the cantor, right? Says, wait a minute, now, wait a minute, his parents. This kind of confusing because if you put this doesn't make sense when you put all this together. See? Okay. Now we go down further. I'm going to just go out a little further. Now when he goes back and says, and about his lineage, how he probably even given that nearly all people of Liberian descent in Jamaica and Barbados of Hispanic Jewish ancestry. So that means just because they was Jamaican, that don't mean they were black, because you could be American and not be black. You can be American, be black, you can be Jewish, you can be all kinds of stuff. That's your nationality, not your ethnic. See, that's why we get all mixed up. So he's talking about Jamaicans, right? See, but you assume they were black. No, he telling you right here, because about his lineage, it's highly probable, given that nearly all the people of Iberian descent in Jamaica, right, and Barbados are Hispanic, Jamaican ancestry. It's Jewish ancestry, rather. That means, yeah, their nationality may be Jamaican, but their ethnic background is Jewish or Caucasian. See, Farrakhan was born in 1933, the son of May Clark, right? May Clark Grounds, who was from Barbados. He was named Gino, his father, light skinned. Think about it. Here you go. After his father, a light skinned man with straight hair from Jamaica. Now that's say his father is. But then he said his father's parents was white Portuguese parents. So how the hell does he become light skinned, black light skinned, if his white parents, right, was Portuguese, was white Portuguese? You see how he twists stuff around? See, one time he tells you his father's parents, both of them, was white Portuguese, but yet still he's somehow black with straight hair from Jamaica. How the hell is that possible? If his father's parents were both white Portuguese, how the hell did how do two white Portuguese produce a dark-skinned Jamaican? How is that happen? How is that possible? See, great twist stuff. He know his father. His father was Caucasian, white Portuguese. How the hell? Who else could he be if his his father's parents, you understand, were white Portuguese? It's right there. See, which means his father was Caucasian, and that's why he raped his mother. That was his first story a long time ago. See, after Elijah left, that was his first story. See, that his father was, that's why his mother was trying to abort him, because his father was a white Caucasian who had raped her. See, that's why she was trying to abort him 3 times. The only problem with that story was she was successful. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there, brothers and sisters. You read it for yourself. Google it. It's there. It's cool. Now I said, well, it's a Jewish site, so that means they just made it up. Okay, whatever, brothers. Whatever. See. Okay. So I gave it, but now I'm just showing here. Here it is. So you read it for yourself. I'm just actually sure I gave you screen prints of it. Read it for yourself. Same thing. Read it for yourself. See. They're trying to hide it, cover it up now. They can hide, cover all they want to. That's the demons at work. That's their problem. Okay, brothers and sisters, we talked quite a while. I'm going to leave it there. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. So, okay, brothers and sisters, we're going to leave it there. We cover a lot of information, so I'm going to leave it there. Hope you understand. We're in it. As we was talking earlier about this situation, about the war, I've put a couple of links out there, posted a couple of things where people are talking, where they're saying, they're pointing out, where they're pointing out. They're pointing out that, and that's from the analytical mind again. See, where it's saying, you know, false Israel, right? They know they need to take out Iran. They know the best time to do it is while Trump is in there. Now Trump is lost, right? Then they know they have a brief window to go in there and take out Iran. They need America to do it because they see that Biden is going to is talking about falling back with this so-called treaty that Obama had set up. So they know Biden will not be friendly to that, and they see Iran getting stronger, and they see that Biden is going back to that nuclear deal. They don't want that, so it means they have to do it while Trump was in there. And now you hear everyone's talking, not just these 2 links I gave you, not just them. There's a lot of people saying the same thing, that they're afraid. Well, they say Israel has to make their move because once Trump gets in there, they won't be able to do it. Once Trump loses, once Biden gets in there, so that means they got a short window. That means, and Trump is always talking They said Trump is already talking to people about taking out Iran. And they said his top advisors advised against it, and they under the impression they've talked him out of it. That's what they think. But that was a commitment he made. He's hung. He's locked at the waist, right? With false Israel. So everybody's saying they think that they're gonna have to Trump's going to that either Trump is going to attack Iran, their nuclear facilities, or Israel is going to do it, or do something that brings America into it. And then you got Iran at the other side. They're looking at this. They understand what's going on. And so are they going to say, hey, I'm going to sit and wait till they set this up and get them. I'm going to go get them first. Then you got Farad there. See, it says if Farad, Michael and his angels went and war with the dragon. That means they wasn't by themselves. Michael is Farad, and he's the one who's going to deliver us. So if Michael deliver us, it's not Farad. It's just Michael that you want to hear Farrakhan talking about. We put together, brothers and sisters. See? So that's where we are right now. Think about it, brothers and sisters. See? Okay. Assalamu alaikum.